Hey guys, Ernie here and welcome to the Paleo Hiker MD channel. There is nothing worse than getting blisters out on the trail. Stay tuned and I'll show you guys what I do to make sure I never get them. Thanks for watching. So the way I see it, there's two initial basics to blister prevention. First of all is the footwear that you use. Obviously you want to make sure it's good quality, you want to make sure it fits correctly, you want to make sure your feet don't slide around. What causes hot spots and what causes blisters is constant rubbing, repetitive rubbing of your skin against any surface. That could be the back of the shoe, the front of the shoe, whatever it might be. So if you have old shoes that have worn out at the bottom and your feet have a tendency to slide around, that's going to be a major issue. So you've got to have pretty new and good shoes. You don't want to let them go too long or you're definitely going to get blisters. Now the shoes that I've used over the years are two. I have a pair of Timberland boots that I've used for many years that work very well. And I also had a more expensive pair of Danner boots. These are brand new actually. I just rebought the same exact boots that I bought because they lasted me about, I'd say probably 3 years of really pretty consistent use. I don't just use them for hiking, I use them when we travel and stuff like that. These are extremely comfortable. They are not cheap. They're about $200 I would say, but they last a long, long time. You don't want to skimp. If there's something I learned a long time ago, in general in life, you don't want to skimp on footwear because it makes such a big difference to be comfortable. This is the actual Danner that I use. This one is waterproof. There's a lot of controversy on whether people want to use waterproof shoes. I don't have a problem using it, but you can, if you get certain models of waterproof shoes, they can really cause a lot of like sweat and discomfort from that standpoint. And that also increases your risk of blisters. So find the right pair for you. I found these several years ago. I love them, so I bought them again. As far as the second thing is socks. Socks are very important. Some people use sock liners. I have used those before. These little sock liners that fit around your individual toes and you wear those inside of your socks. I tend to have kind of sweatier feet, so I didn't like the sock liners. That said, they did help prevent blisters, but it wasn't something I really wanted to do. I use Darn Tough socks. I always have. They're regular hiking socks. I have about 4 or 5 pair. They have a lifetime guarantee and they work perfectly. So good shoes and good socks are the first key to preventing blisters. Now, despite spending good money on boots and on socks, every once in a while you still get a blister. I would still get a blister and it frustrated me. But then I found this product. Let me show you guys what I use. This is Leukotape P. I'll give you guys a little bit of a close-up here so you know exactly what the box looks like. I bought it on Amazon and it is absolutely perfect at preventing blisters. It's a high strength, kind of rigid strapping tape. It has zinc oxide integrated into it, which helps prevent any kind of skin infection or skin breakdown. This zinc oxide adhesive, guys, is strong. It will not come off. I can put on a piece of Leukotape and hike for 3-4 days. Absolutely no chance it's going to come off. When I get home, I pull that stuff off and it is still really stuck to my skin. And that's kind of the key to how Leukotape works. This product is part of a group of products used by physical therapists, physiatrists, stuff like that. And they use it for treating certain injuries and stuff. But the zinc oxide adhesive, with its properties of helping prevent skin breakdown, as well as how sticky it really is the key. It's porous, so it allows moisture in and out. And it's also easy to cut with your hands. You don't want to get one of these super tapes where you have to carry a knife, which is no big deal, but it's just more of a pain in the rear. You can easily break this in half with your fingers, and that makes it a lot more convenient. How do I apply it? Well, first of all, you kind of need to know where your typical hot spots are. For me, it's my Achilles tendon area and the back of my feet, and then underneath my toes, okay, I'll show you guys in a second, around my toes, all the way underneath all 5 of my toes. That area I would frequently get blisters, not the ends of my toes or anything else. That's where I got it. So every time I go out on a longer hike, I don't usually when I go out on just a couple of mile hike, but if I'm going on a multi-day hike, I use Leukotape. And let me show you guys how I put it on. So let's cut to the weird shot of my foot. So these are the 2 main areas that I have problems. First is underneath here, all right? Anywhere along these areas, I tend to get a lot of blisters, including here and especially on the outside. So this is how I apply this Leukotape. This is what it looks like, okay? And I just literally start on one side along the edge of my toe and bring it all the way across along the bottom, along that area. And I just put it right there, guys. I stick it. Now that is going to stay, all right, just, you know, it's elastic. Make sure it doesn't stick to your toe. You don't want to create any spots that could be kind of like a hot spot area. So I've got this a little bit too close to my little toe, so I will reposition it here. It's elastic, so you can easily bend your foot. No problems whatsoever. That right there will prevent me getting any blisters. I do have a little bit of a crease right there. It won't be a major deal, but you do want to try to get the crease out if you can. A little bit of preparation before a long hike, taking your time doing this will prevent blisters. That's the first piece that I put on my feet. The other area is back here on my Achilles. So all I do is get a simple piece of the Leukotape and I put it right across the back. It's so easy, guys. That's where I get blisters. You can see that it easily moves back and forth, doesn't pull my skin, doesn't hurt, doesn't do anything, stretches very well. This is not coming off. When I do this, put this up front and put this in the back, I have not gotten a blister hiking multiple overnight trips, 2 to 3 night trips for 3 years using Leukotape. Works like a charm. Now I can honestly say I have not gotten a blister, like I said, since I started using Leukotape. I know the areas that I tend to get blisters and I always pre-treat those areas with Leukotape, no problem since then. Now of course this may not be the case for everybody, this may not work for everybody, but my theory is pretty simple. Again, we talked about blisters. They're caused by hot spots, rubbing of your skin against other areas of your shoe, whatever it might be, repeatedly. If you have a barrier like this Leukotape between your skin and your shoe, you should not get a blister. As long as you have it covering your problem areas, you should not get a blister. So give it a try, it really works. It really stinks when I'm out there hiking and I meet people and they're just struggling and they don't like hiking because they cannot stop getting blisters. But blisters are terrible. You have to treat them, you can get infections, it can be just a total mess. Try to prevent them and you won't have to deal with them. A couple other things. Now I also suggest keeping things as dry as possible. That means, carrying multiple pairs of socks. Very frequently what I'll do is, if it's really hot and I think I'm gonna sweat a lot, I'll carry 2 pairs of socks for each day. I'll wear 1 pair during the day, change around after lunch, wear it the rest of the day, and then at night I have 1 pair that I keep only for sleeping. They're not gonna get as dirty, as wet, whatever it might be. At night, if I have the opportunity and it's warm enough, I'll wash those socks and let them dry really good. If not, I'll just let them dry the best they can and use them the next day and it works just fine. Even if it's not that hot and I don't plan on changing my socks every day, as far as 2 pairs of socks every day, I will still carry 3 pairs. I'll use one day, definitely wash it that night, hang it on my backpack the next day as long as it's warm enough to dry them the next day, and I just cycle. 2 pairs of socks for hiking, I'm always wearing 1, always have 1 washed and dried, and 1 pair that's always used for camp. So if you struggle with blisters, I cannot recommend this product enough. I'm not sponsored. This is just something that has really changed hiking for me and made it more enjoyable. When I would get blisters, I didn't want to go out. It was a pain, literally and figuratively. And by preventing blisters, I've enjoyed hiking a lot more, and I think everybody else will as well. It's 1.5 inches wide and 15 yards long. I bought a 2-pack on Amazon for $13. That is cheap, and that will last you a long time. I carry this stuff in my car. I take it on vacation when we go places. If somebody starts to have a hot spot out of nowhere, it is always there. Even times where you're starting to have a hot spot. I went on a Boy Scout camp out probably 3 months ago with my son. We started to do a hike with them, and it wasn't a very long hike, but my shoes didn't fit right. Things didn't work out. They were relatively new, and I really think that I would get blisters. Well, I started to get 2 spots that automatically I started to get blisters. Well, I stopped, I put on the Leukotape, and I did not have any problems. By the time I took off the Leukotape 48 hours later, my skin was fine, no problems whatsoever. So even when you're starting to get that hot spot, you can put it on there. I recommend putting it on before to prevent any problems whatsoever, but if you don't, you can still save the day by putting it on when you start to have issues. So to review basic prevention, good shoes, good socks, and some kind of a barrier beforehand to prevent a blister from occurring. If you do those things, I think, guys, you will prevent blisters and hiking will be a lot more enjoyable. As always, there's a link down below to this product. You can click on there. It does help the channel out if you buy via the affiliate link down below, so go ahead and check that out. And if you want some, pick it up that way. Much appreciated. The way that our channels grow is by getting likes, shares, comments, all those things. So if you like the video, give me a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up down below. Really helps spread things across YouTube. If you have any input, if you have any other products that I should check out, things that may work better, alternatives that you've used that other people may want to try, put it down below in the comments. Everybody reads them, and it really helps everybody learn more about hiking and how to take care of themselves when they're out on the trail. I get asked a lot as a physician to post things about healthcare related things. I consider this a healthcare related item, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Lastly, if you liked the video and you want to see more content like this and you have not so far, give us a subscription down below. If you want to be the first to know when we release videos, hit the ding dong bell and you will find out as soon as I hit that publish button. As always, guys, I can't thank you guys enough for the support here on the Paleo Hiker MD channel. Stay tuned for more videos soon.